At speed, you can't drink and drive, you can't drug and drive. Not saying any of these boys have been doing that, not at all. I'm just putting it out there, you know, because it's the time of year, it's Christmas, it's New Year. Now you've got to be careful the most, you know, especially with people walking about, other people, you know. When you get in the car, you must think of them, be in a sound mind and competent, pay due care and attention to everything you do. Again, condolences to the deceased's family. 2 young men should never have happened. AJ, God had his arms wrapped around you tight, you know, because looking at that crash, you're one lucky guy. And I'm pleased you're alive, son. I'm pleased you're alive.
Oleksandr Usyk visits Anthony Joshua in hospital after terrifying car crash. After the horrifying crash that put Anthony Joshua in hospital, where 2 of his closest friends tragically died and AJ was left shaken but stable, Usyk's visit was more than polite. It was raw respect, deep empathy, a powerful reminder that real warriors stick together outside the ring too.
Usyk said, "This is an unbelievable loss. Sinna Atlati for 2 incredible people who are not only part of AJ's team, but also friends. My sincere condolences to their families, loved ones, and everyone who knew them. Anthony Joshua, wishing you a speedy recovery. Stay strong, champion."
John Fury's heartfelt reaction to Anthony Joshua's crash reminds everyone this wasn't just a boxing story, it was a near tragedy that shook the sport. Hearing Fury express relief and gut-level emotion shows how deep the impact was, and how even warriors pause and genuinely celebrate life when it's almost taken away.
AJ, you're one lucky lad. God bless you, I'm glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can and be safe.
Eddie Hearn's reaction showed how deep this situation hit the boxing world, especially with Anthony Joshua in hospital after a horrific crash. Even Usyk's camp understood the focus had shifted from fights to life support, care, and family safety. This wasn't boxing drama, it was real human concern for AJ and those affected.
To really be there for them and the family, anything they need. You know, sometimes when someone is a star, they have a lot of things in their life taken care of for them. So you really have to move into that mode in this situation as well. Make sure obviously they're getting the best medical attention, make sure their family are safe and happy.
This report confirmed just how serious Anthony Joshua's crash was. 2 people died, and AJ needed immediate medical attention. That's why Usyk's heartfelt support and hospital visit mattered so much. Former rivals publicly put boxing aside to wish him strength and recovery. In moments like this, respect between fighters becomes real.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Joshua, future heavyweight Hall of Famer, has been in a severe car accident which killed 2 people. He is severely injured. He's still alive. There's footage out there of people helping Anthony Joshua out the vehicle. We don't know the details of what happened, if they was in a car accident, if they was just swerving around and lost control. We don't know, but my condolences go out to those who lost their lives. Hopefully it was just, man, a terrible accident. And also, hopefully Anthony Joshua will seek the medical attention that he needs. You know, check the everything, the head, the scan everything, x-ray, MRI, because we don't know if that could be internal bleeding as well. You know, adrenaline is pumping and you may feel like you're not okay, but you gotta check everything. But hopefully he heals well and Godspeed. And again, my condolences go out to those that lost their lives.
This heartbreaking update showed how serious Anthony Joshua's crash was, with 2 close companions losing their lives. The boxing world felt the weight of this tragedy, and even past rivals like Oleksandr Usyk stepped forward with sincere support and sympathy, proving that respect and unity matter most when life and loss eclipse competition.
Anthony Joshua injured in car accident. 2 people who I believe were with Anthony Joshua were friends of his have tragically passed away. Before I carry on reading the article, the 2 people who have tragically passed, my condolences is all I can say to their friends and families. we'll definitely offer up some prayers for.
Frank Warren speaking up about Joshua's crash showed the gravity of the situation, but the moment that really stood out was Oleksandr Usyk offering his heartfelt condolences and support. Usyk's message wasn't just boxing respect, it was genuine empathy, highlighting how even fiercest rivals can unite in moments of tragedy rather than rivalry. Jake Paul's reaction to Joshua's crash didn't focus on scores or fights. He talked about life's bigger picture. Moments like this, especially with Usyk's respectful support, shifted the narrative from competition to compassion, reminding fans and fighters alike that when tragedy hits, humanity always comes first. While this report struggled with details, the focus remained on the tragic impact of the crash. Oleksandr Usyk's compassionate outreach to Joshua helped steer the conversation toward recovery and respect. In a scene filled with confusion and speculation, Usyk's voice brought clarity and genuine concern.
If there was someone in the stationary truck, I'm not sure about that, so I'm not going to report on that, but the truck was stationary, and Anthony Joshua's SUV struck the station.
Wade Concept's attempt to explain the crash highlights how chaotic and tragic the situation was for Anthony Joshua. Reports now show that AJ's vehicle was trying to change lanes when it collided with a stationary truck, leading to the deaths of two close friends and team members, with Joshua hospitalized in stable condition. The shockwaves from this horrifying scene reached across the boxing world, pulling even past rivals into a moment of unity. Oleksandr Usyk, someone Joshua battled twice at the highest level, publicly sent his condolences and strength, showing that real respect goes beyond rivalries when tragedy strikes.
According to officials in Nigeria, they ran into a stationary truck while trying to change lanes on the roads. Just a horrific accident. You know, I don't want to start, assigning blame to something that I don't have the report.
Joe Rogan's take on the crash jumped straight into speculation, but behind that controversial comment is a deeper truth. This accident could have been far worse. In footage and reports, Anthony Joshua is seen being helped out of the wrecked vehicle after his SUV hit a stationary truck in Nigeria, leaving two of his close companions dead and AJ with injuries serious enough to put him in hospital. The boxing world was stunned, and in that moment, even rivals put competition aside. Oleksandr Usyk publicly reached out with heartfelt condolences and support, reminding everyone that respect and compassion matter more than debate over details when a life-threatening incident shakes fighters to their core.
I mean,
that's bonkers. Thank God he didn't have a seatbelt on. I never say that. Thank God he didn't have a fucking seatbelt on, because if he did,
there's no way
he would be dead.
There's
Probably,
no
or fucking severely.
Tony Bellew hit on something most fans felt. After seeing Anthony Joshua pull dazed from the wreckage, it became clear this wasn't just another accident. The shock of two people dying and a world-famous fighter in hospital had even seasoned pros shaken. Bellew's comment about compassion echoes the broader response. This was a moment where empathy mattered more than hype. That's exactly why Oleksandr Usyk's outreach felt so powerful. Usyk, who fought Joshua twice at the sport's highest level, didn't shrink from sending strength and condolences. In a moment that reminded everyone how fragile life is, boxing's usual rivalry gave way to respect, humanity, and shared concern for AJ and the lives lost.
But he could get seriously hurt. I don't believe Josh would have. I believe Josh might have some compassion in him.
Yeah.
And I think he'll go.
This confirmation from local police made it painfully real. Anthony Joshua wasn't just in a bad crash. He survived while two of his closest companions did not. The tragedy unfolded on a busy Nigerian road, the same country where Joshua has deep family ties, and the visuals of AJ being helped out of a wrecked Lexus SUV hit fans worldwide. In a moment like this, the boxing world forgot titles and trash talk. Even Oleksandr Usyk, Joshua's fiercest rival in the ring, paused competition and publicly sent strength and condolences to AJ. Usyk's message wasn't generic, it was personal and respectful, showing compassion for a man he once fought twice for the heavyweight crown. This accident instantly shifted focus from upcoming fights to life, loss, and recovery, reminding everyone that respect and support matter most when tragedy strikes.
Local police that there was an accident at 9:30 a.m. local time, 8:30 our time, involving two vehicles in which two people have died, and Anthony Joshua has received minor injuries and he's been taken to hospital. So eyewitnesses say Joshua was in a Lexus SUV with 3 other passengers, and he was involved in an accident in which that Lexus collided with a truck that was stationary at the time. And there are videos online of a shaken Joshua being taken out of the car. So local police have confirmed that Joshua has suffered minor injuries, but that 2 people have died in that accident.
This report really brought home the severity of the crash involving Anthony Joshua, confirming that he survived a grave accident that claimed 2 lives and left him needing medical evaluation. In the chaotic moments after the crash, footage showed him being helped from the wreckage, dazed but alive, and the world paused. What followed was a wave of solidarity that transcended rivalry. Oleksandr Usyk, the man who twice bested Joshua in historic heavyweight battles, was among those who reached out with heartfelt words. Usyk's message didn't talk about wins or rematches. It talked about loss, strength, and human connection. In a sport built on competition, that gesture stood out as deeply human. Usyk's empathy underscored that even the fiercest foes can show genuine compassion when life is at stake and tragedies unfold.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Joshua, future heavyweight Hall of Famer, has been in a severe car accident which killed 2 people. He is severely injured. He's still alive. There's footage out there of people helping Anthony Joshua out the vehicle. We don't know the details of what happened, if they was in a car accident, if they was just swerving around and lost control. We don't know, but my condolences go out to those who lost their lives. Hopefully it was just, man, a terrible accident. And also, hopefully Anthony Joshua seeks the medical attention that he needs. You know, check the everything, the head, the scan everything, x-ray, MRI, because we don't know if that could be internal bleeding as well. You know, adrenaline is pumping and you may feel like you're not okay, but you got to check everything. But hopefully he heals well, and Godspeed. And again, my condolences go out to those that lost their lives.
Turkey Alashik's take on Anthony Joshua's accident emphasized the fear many fans felt, that this crash wasn't just serious, it was life-altering. Amid speculation about injuries like brain damage, what shined through was how quickly the boxing world united. Even Oleksandr Usyk publicly sent support and strength to Joshua, showing respect over rivalry in a moment when life and recovery mattered far more than titles or feuds. Chris Eubank Jr.'s reaction to the crash reflected exactly how the boxing world was feeling: shock, empathy, and deep concern. This wasn't just another sports injury. It was a devastating event that took 2 lives and left a global superstar in hospital. Eubank's calm, heartfelt response underscored how connected fighters are beyond the ring. What makes this moment even more powerful is that one of Joshua's fiercest rivals, Oleksandr Usyk, openly sent strength and support, proving that respect, humanity, and solidarity matter more than rivalry when tragedy strikes. Fans turn to voices like Eubanks for reassurance, knowing recovery will be a long journey both physically and emotionally as AJ fights to come back. Logan Paul's reaction to Anthony Joshua's accident added another layer to how the world responded. Not everyone had the perfect words, but most understood the gravity. When a headline like this hits, reactions vary, from heartfelt concern to awkward commentary. What stood out most was how many voices, whether fighters or fans, recognized that this was bigger than boxing. Even Joshua's old rival, Oleksandr Usyk, shared sincere condolences and strength. That contrast, from strange social media reactions to genuine support from peers, showed just how serious this moment was, bringing humanity back into focus over hype or controversy. As the dust settles on the shocking news of Anthony Joshua's car accident, the boxing world has been reminded that even the fiercest rivalries pale in comparison to life and compassion. From eyewitness accounts to statements from Chris Eubank Jr., Turkey Usyk, and even Logan Paul, the reaction has been a mix of shock, empathy, and concern. But what truly stood out was Oleksandr Usyk reaching out to AJ with heartfelt support, showing that respect and humanity transcend the ring. Joshua's road to recovery, both physically and mentally, will be challenging, and fans, fighters, and the media are keeping a close eye on his journey. This tragic event also reminds us to appreciate the lives of those around us, to pause, and to support one another when tragedy strikes. If you've been following this story, make sure you stay updated, share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates on Anthony Joshua, Usyk, and everything happening in the boxing world.